Hey friends, welcome back to the JBM Daily Show. My name is Joe Barlow. I'm here with my daughter Sarah, and we are talking about finding your life purpose. Now, Sarah, with all these things we've been talking about, what if somebody is really not in their life purpose? What are some of the symptoms that they should look out for to say, wait a second, I don't think I'm doing what I'm really created to do? What are some symptoms or things that they should look out for in their life that might be telltale?
Yeah. Well, the things that I've seen just in different people have been obviously unhappiness, depression, just like knowing that there's something more, and just like an unfulfilled feeling, like you just wake up and you just like, you don't want to actually go and do, whatever your job is. I think a big
That's a
thing.
huge amount of people.
Yeah, I feel like that's so many people.
I can't really say that I feel that.
Yeah, I talk to so many people that literally I'm surrounded by most people, I feel like, that are so much just like, man, I just want something more. I'm still, figuring who I want to be when I grow up, type of thing.
Wow.
And
You know what I realized? It wasn't until I was 53 years old that I realized what I want to be when I grow up.
yeah.
So these revelations can happen at different points
Yeah.
all along the way.
Yeah.
And sometimes you won't get the end game until you
No.
get the beginning game.
No, exactly.
And
exactly.
so it's all about, for me, it's all about just follow.
No, 100%. It's so true. I think that's a big thing, is like a lot of people, and this is, I think, a big thing that I see in the church, is that they and just with Christians, is that it's literally people, they feel something, they feel like they want to do something, and then they just sit and they wait for God to literally push them. And like it is that true, statement, like God can't steer like a parked car. Like you literally have to keep walking. Like that's like a huge thing, unless God has specifically said, rest and wait and be
Yeah.
still. I really think
We should be doing something.
Yeah, the 100%, the biggest thing that he's always saying to say is go. Like I think a big thing for me is when I am always in that constant state of going and just just keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, and I feel like God will redirect me if I'm off course or anything like that. But the biggest thing is continuing to like push open, keep touching all the doors, like which one's open, which one's like gonna whatever, and just walk forward. And it's not this whole like, oh my gosh, is this what God has? I can be wrong about it, I could be right about it, I don't know, like am I gonna just go? Like it really is just walking forward in it.
Two things on that topic. One is God never called an idle person.
Yeah.
Anybody in the Bible who God called, he always interrupted them.
Yeah.
That means we should be doing something.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The second thing is Paul the Apostle. Nobody had to tell him to get moving.
Yeah.
For some reason, that boy was on go with the
Yeah.
pedal to the floor
Yeah.
all the time. And God had to redirect him and do this and that. But there was never any question in his mind, get up and go.
Yep, exactly. And so that's a big thing, is like I feel like because I've been that is 100% my mode, is constantly going, constantly like pushing forward.
So do you feel like these people are struggling because, or a lot of people could be struggling because they're just not doing anything?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a big thing of like, or maybe they're doing the wrong thing, so that's distracting. There's a lot
Okay.
of distractions, and that's a big thing that I saw, even with a lot of the internships I was teaching and all of that, where it was like people, they would want to go into this photography area or whatever, but then they had their comfort blankets of these different things that they could not let go of. The ones that did let go and actually jump headfirst in thrived. Their businesses were successful. The ones that held on to those comfort blankets are still kind of holding on to those comfort blankets,
Wow.
And so the ones that literally did take that step and just go and do it, and maybe it is like, I don't think it's being not smart and just jumping when whatever, unless you really, really,
Right.
really
You
feel
don't
like
wanna be
God,
stupid.
yeah, you cannot be stupid in it. I think there's wise planning and counsel and all that different stuff. I've made a lot of stupid decisions calling it faith, but I think a big thing is, then you look at it, you're like, oh, my faith didn't work. It's like, no, it's actually just like,
you were stupid.
Yeah, so it was actually just being stupid, And so I think there is a balance between
I
that,
agree.
Like I think there is a jump in and do it, but then it's also like, okay, I'm gonna like plan things out before I just jump in. And is there water at the bottom? I don't know. You like look over the edge. Maybe just do that. Maybe that's the type of planning or
but
whatever.
Knowing
it may
God's
be,
voice,
somehow
you learned, in a sense, you learned to hear God's voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
From your childhood.
Yeah. We learned since we were little how to, hear God's voice and listen for it and, write it down, and whether it's listening for it and different things. But I think a big thing is like, and this has been my daily life, has been, there's times that like, I try to have my devotional time for sure, like, as often as I possibly can. But I think it's the thing that I've had to ingrain more in me is that constant. And it's constantly being in communication with him and,
Gotcha.
and constantly talking with him and listening for his voice and that sort of thing. But it's also just moving forward too, and knowing. It's like it's actually a knowing that you are in God's plan, and that's really, it's because I feel like people second guess themselves all the time, and so I think
and then they put on the brakes.
They put on the brakes, or they actually stop what God could be doing because they're questioning it. So they might be actually walking in it, but they're like, oh, am I really supposed to be here? So they're actually stopping the flow rather than confidently walking in it, in a knowing that you are where God has you to be, because you are here on this earth and you're here accomplishing what his purpose is, which is you're still like, that's the core thing. The thing that you're walking in is, it could be right, it could be wrong, but knowing that you're in the purpose, that's what you can be having the knowing of,
And your goal, your purpose again, is to
help other people
find their purpose.
Yeah, and their calling and see themselves the way like God really does see them and all of that. So I think that's
awesome.
Big thing.
Well, listen, I hope you're enjoying this. We got one more day with Sarah, and then she's got to fly back to L.A., and we have to be at home without her. Don't you feel sorry for us? Sarah's a blessing to us, and we love her a lot. And we got one more day, so come back tomorrow, and let's talk some more about this, finding your life purpose. God bless you.